Hey there, my name is Lindsay and this is my YouTube channel where I post videos whenever I'm feeling like it about whatever I'm feeling like. So currently that's been occasional updates on the weight loss surgery I got at the beginning of 2021. So if that's something you're interested in hearing more about today, stay tuned because I'm coming at you with my 8-month update. Let's get into it. And I'm back. We're going to do an 8-month update. As I'm sure you've learned, if you've been around here, I don't follow a set schedule, so I just come back when I feel like it. And I've been feeling like it was time to do an update on how my weight loss surgery has been. It has been 8 months since I had weight loss surgery. The one I had is called the Sadi-s, that's what my doctor calls it. But I've heard it go by a lot of different names. DS loop, modified duodenal switch, the SIPPS surgery. So there's a lot of different names for it. Give it a Google if you don't know what I'm talking about. In a nutshell, it's kind of a hybrid between the gastric sleeve and the gastric bypass. All right, so some big things that have happened since we last chatted is I've hit a couple of really fun milestones. I passed 100 pounds lost, which feels so crazy to say. And as I've said before, I try not to focus too much on the weight loss, but come on, we can't just brush by 100 pounds and not say something about it. I've never had that kind of weight loss before in anything else I've done. I've probably lost collectively 100 pounds a few times over the years. Lost, gain, lost, gain, lost, gain. But in one go to lose over 100 pounds, that feels really good. I think I'm technically at like 115, 120-ish pounds total now. So I passed the 100 mark a little while ago. And I've been meaning to come and talk about it, but you know, life happens. So I think I hit that close to, I think a little after 6 months. Ish. So that feels amazing. I'm very happy about that. The next milestone I'm really wanting to get to is into the 100s. I'm so close. I'm about 120, or I mean, not 100, I'm about 20 pounds away from, a little over 20 pounds away from that. So I'm really excited about reaching that milestone too. So those are kind of the big thing, the biggest things that have happened since we last chatted. And then I've just been living my life and feeling great. The other big thing that's happened is I've been incorporating more exercise into my routine. Before it was just kind of some light exercise here and there, and I've really upped that. And I'll get into the exercise stuff in a moment. But first I want to talk about just kind of overall how things have been going. I talked in the past about having some issues with the acid reflux stuff. That's been basically a non-issue now. I almost never deal with that anymore, which has been great. I can drink water pretty normally again. I could just about chug if I wanted to. Maybe it's not like totally what it used to be, but like if I need a big sip of water, usually I can do that and it doesn't hurt too bad, which has been really nice. So being able to feel like I can drink like a somewhat normal person is a great feeling. I missed that. My appetite has probably gotten a little bit bigger slowly over time, but still have a ton of restriction, and it's still amazing to me how little I need to eat before I'm full. It's a really crazy feeling. As far as nutrition goes, I've just tried to really stick with trying to meet my protein needs first. So I eat off of a little tiny bread plate, and I put mostly the protein on there, and then I try to get some good veggies on there, and then if I have space, I'll eat some other fun stuff. Like, I'm not opposed to having pasta every now and then. Had a really great meal the other day where I made my family some blackened chicken with Alfredo pasta. It was delish. I mostly just had the chicken with the Alfredo sauce, which, I mean, that in and of itself is delish. I had a few pieces of the noodles too. They, of course, had the full deal. And then mine was mostly chicken and sauce and broccoli and a little bit of pasta on there. So I just, I'm not feeling really deprived at all. I'm able to really enjoy a lot of really delicious foods. And I know some people have some discomforts for different kinds of food. For whatever reason, I I haven't run into anything that's bothered me for a long time. At first, there were some things that kind of bothered me a little bit. So that's kind of a blessing and a curse situation. So I'm having to make sure that I'm mindful about what I eat, because I could honestly just, if I'm not being mindful of the protein and trying to make sure that I'm doing those things, I could eat pretty crappily. And a lot of those things that are especially carb heavy, I can eat more of than if I'm trying to eat a protein. So if I'm sticking with protein first, I can feel the restriction easier, and it's easier for me to stay on track. Whereas if I were to just say like, go eat just like a very carb heavy meal, I could probably overeat more than I should, and I'm obviously not going to be meeting my nutrition goals. So that's something I've had to try to be extremely mindful about, and I'm proud of myself for that. It's something that I keep coming back, I keep showing up and doing, and I will indulge in the occasional treat and things, but I'd say 80 to 90% of the time I'm eating what my doctor, what my body needs, and I'm not feeling like overly deprived by it. There have been a few times lately where I have felt that desire to binge eat again, and I've been like feeling like almost uncontrollably hungry at night and wanting to stuff myself with stuff, and I've tried to eat, and even when I'm eating like mindfully, trying to eat on plan, I'm able to better recognize now that it's not actual hunger. It's just like this desire to binge eat for comfort, for numbing, for those feelings that made me overeat in the past. And so some of that is coming back, and in some ways that is scary. It is scary to have those desires coming back, and it's something that I'm realizing I probably need more help than just me, but I feel like I'm managing it pretty well. I am trying to treat my body and myself with kindness. And so my internal speak that I do with myself, I try to be as kind as possible. I'm not going to talk to myself in a way that I wouldn't talk to somebody else. And so when I do have those feelings of like, oh, I just really want to just like eat something and just keep eating, and I want to feel those things, I stop and I say, is that going to actually make you feel good? What are you missing right now that you're trying to fix with food? Can we find a different way to fix that? If you're hungry, here's some food. You can have some food. I'm not going to deprive you of food, but I'm also not going to treat you like a garbage disposal, and I'm not going to stuff you full, and cram stuff in there just because it will help numb feelings and make you, maybe feel slightly better for a second, because ultimately I don't feel better. And in the past, I probably felt less bad overeating than I do now. Like physically overeating feels different than it did previously. It was really hard to, it's kind of hard to explain. It's something, it's a different feeling now. And so that has been helpful to remind myself that this is not what I actually want. It's not actually helping me. And I'm just trying to be mindful of that. And that comes in waves. I think the last time it was really happening was close to around my period. And so I think like some hormones were kind of flowing, and it was right before a period. And so, I was PMSing, and obviously food can be comforting, and so there are external factors at play there too, and that's something that I'm always probably going to struggle with. Surgery doesn't just automatically fix that. I wish it did. I wish there was something that could just automatically heal that. There's not. I've come to the realization that I definitely need to seek some professional help with that. I've also been experiencing a little bit of the body dysmorphia that I've heard will come. I think that's definitely come into play. It's really weird. It was weird hearing people talk about that and being able to like look at them like on a camera or in person and be like, but you are like you look totally different. You've lost like a whole person. Like, how can you not feel that in your own body? Like, how can you not see that? But I struggle with that. And I don't always see it in myself. And so for those two things, I do think that seeking counseling is going to be a good option for me. So help hold me accountable. That's something I'm going to be working on in the near future. All right, so on that note, I want to transition to kind of the thing in my life that's bringing me probably the most happiness right now, and that is exercise. So I really tried to focus the first few months of this on nutrition and just really attack it from that mindset. My mindset in the past with regard to anytime I've tried to make a lifestyle or lose weight kind of a thing, it's always been an exercise first situation. And I've tried to, in the past, I've used exercise as a form of punishment. So now that I feel like in a lot of, I wouldn't say I'm perfect at nutrition. I'm definitely not. And now that I've had some time to work on that, I feel like it's time to start incorporating more of the exercise into the equation. Just honestly more for my own happiness, less than for it being a tool to like lose more weight. It just makes me feel better. I just enjoy it. So I've been incorporating exercise back into my routine more regularly. I have like an Apple Watch. When I started doing the Apple Fitness Plus workouts, found I really enjoy doing yoga. I do a lot of those. I have a rower, so I'll do rowing classes. I've done the strength and the core and all the things they have there. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed that. I forgot how much I enjoy moving my body. It's felt like a gift to myself. I love it. It really boosts my mood and my energy. Like it's like the best medicine. I don't know how I went so long without letting exercise be a big part of my life again. I've definitely missed it, and it's nice to have that back. So I have a friend who owns a martial arts studio. Some of my kids go there, and they have adult classes too. So I've started attending those. They have a strength and conditioning. That's probably my favorite, as well as like high fit and bar and trifecta and just all kinds of fun aerobicsy classes. And I love that kind of thing. I love being with other people when I work out and feeling like, we're all in this together. We're doing these hard things together. And it's been so great. I've had the funnest time trying all kinds of different things. One caveat to the exercise is I have noticed that since I've been heavily exercising the last 2 months, my weight has plateaued, which is annoying. Especially, as I said, my next milestone that I want to get to is below 200 pounds. So being pretty close to that goal and watching my weight just super annoying. But also, I'm not using the weight loss to try to change the scale, and that's not what it's about. So I'm not going to stop the weight loss. And I do know that weight loss can have this effect. Or not weight loss. I'm not going to stop not the weight loss. I'm not going to stop the exercise. And I do know that exercise can have this effect where you just kind of plateau for a while and stuff. So I'm aware of that. I'll probably talk to my doctor about it the next time I go visit him, which I think is in the next little bit. But somebody did say, well, why don't you take some measurements and see if anything of that's changed? And I have, and I've lost a couple of inches on my waist, even though I haven't actually lost any weight. But my waist has gotten smaller, my hips have gotten smaller, everything, even my neck has gotten a little bit smaller over the last couple months. So things are changing. So what if the scale doesn't change? I'm a big girl, I can deal with it. Would it be nice if it could change too? Yeah, of course that would be nice, but I'll survive. So that's where we're at on that. So if you're experiencing that too, I think it's fairly normal from what I've heard. There's the whole muscle weighs more than fat, which doesn't make sense, but also I get what they're trying to say. I don't think I've necessarily developed a bunch of muscle in the last month that I didn't have before. I've also read that maybe it can be a little bit of water retention when you start working out. So maybe that's playing a role in some of the weight. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical expert on this. For whatever reason, the scale's staying somewhat stagnant right now, and it's annoying, but I'll survive. And the exercise feels too good to stop. And if I had to choose between the two, exercise wins out. So that's where I'm at with that. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up because it's not the funnest side effect in the world. The last thing I wanted to update on is just how kind of the vitamins and stuff are going, and it's going fine. I thought that was going to be a harder habit to create with all all the pills I have to take every day. But I think I've really found a good rhythm with that, and I'm happy with everything. I'll be interested to see my numbers coming up soon with the doctor, make sure that all my levels are correct. But I think I mentioned before, I've moved all over to capsules, and that's been nice. And I've added in other things on top of the vitamins that I need, and the iron and the calcium. I'm also taking like omega-3s and biotin and collagen and like just kind of those kind of supplements, turmeric and stuff, just for various things. So it's been fine. My stomach responds really well to them. I'm able to swallow pills really easily. I'm grateful for that. So it's kind of been a non-issue. I thought it would be a harder part of this whole journey, and it's really not been. So grateful for that. So overall, I would have to say that at 8 months, I still have no regrets about the surgery. Like, the positives far outweigh the negatives. I'm really happy with how things are going. And the final thing I wanted to touch on is just other people's reactions to kind of seeing me make a massive change in my life. And obviously, I'm very open about the fact that I've had weight loss surgery, seeing as I'm making videos about it online and talking about it online. And that's how I am in person too. I try to be really upfront with the fact that I've had weight loss surgery. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't really care. People to your face, they aren't going to say anything anyway. So that I'm not worried about for the most part. And then also just in general, I feel like I want to be honest about the way that I've lost this weight. It's a tricky thing, and I don't fault you if you want to be more private about your life, and that's fine. I just feel, for me, I would feel really inauthentic if I kind of kept it under wraps and made it seem like the weight loss was just coming from, oh, I'm just eating better or whatever. So please, don't take this as me judging anybody who chooses to do something different than what I'm doing. But just from my perspective and from what feels right to me, I just want to be really upfront. I've had this help, this step up to get where I'm going. And that doesn't discount that it's, or make it seem like it's easy, because it's not. And I'll be the first to tell anybody that it's not easy. But if they want to think that about me, and that's what the decision that they come up with in their head when they hear that I've had weight loss surgery, I couldn't care less. Honestly, I really couldn't. I'm happy. So what does it matter what they think about how I feel, or how I did it? It doesn't matter. If somebody wants to think that I've taken the easy way out, they can think that all they want. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and let this be something that eats away at me, because it doesn't. And I'm fine with people thinking whatever they want about it. That's on them. I know that from my perspective, this has been not easy. It's been hard, but so worth it. And I'm so grateful so far that I've done this. And I'm also mindful that I'm still in the middle of this journey. And who knows what time will bring. And maybe there will be some regrets or some things that I wish I did differently, or that, didn't go how I wish they had gone, or, there is a fear that maybe this won't be as long lasting as I'm hoping that it will be. And so, obviously I still have to reserve final judgment over if this surgery is the right choice. For me, I can't give you that answer for you. But from my perspective, at 8 months out, this has been life-changing, and I have no regrets. I am grateful for it. It's pushed me. It's made me face things that I've shoved down for a long time. It's gotten me into a really happier place, and I've been able to do the things and stuff that I wanted to do. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm glad I did it. So that's how I'm feeling at 8 months. I hope that that's how I continue to feel as I continue to post these updates, which I do plan to continue to come back and do more of these updates and let you guys know how it's going for me. I'm trying to be honest. It's hard to be vulnerable sometimes. But I know I appreciated the people who did that and whose videos and stuff I watched. I don't know another person like in real life who's had my exact surgery. I have some friends that have had different forms of weight loss surgery, and it is so helpful to have those connections with people. So hopefully I can give that to you, and I so appreciate the people that I've met from posting these videos. A lot of times you guys come find me on Instagram and we chat and you tell me that you're preparing for surgery, that you just had it and how it's going. And it's nice to feel a sense of community with people. So even if I can't have that in real life, because I haven't found that in real life, I'm grateful that I have it on the internet. And so I'm grateful for you guys that show up, that want me to post these videos, that encouraging me and making me feel like just so good. And I appreciate the comments, and I love interacting with you guys in the comments and messaging and everything. So thank you guys for that and for cheering me on. And it doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm grateful for it. And anyways, I'm sure this video is way too long, but what can I say? I'm a chatter. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back at some point and let you know how things are going, and hopefully they just continue to be more positive than negative. So fingers crossed, and hope you guys have a happy spooky month of October, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.